Hey everybody, my name is Old School Nerd. Welcome in again. Today we're doing something a little different. Again, remember I told all of you at the very beginning of all this that what I react to and where it comes from is up to y'all. Now, when we started this channel started off with, hey, Old School Nerd has been out of the heavy metal game since the 90s. And it was about mid-90s when I just gave up on metal. And the last heavy metal concert that I went to was Pantera, the 180 proof live concert where they recorded the 180 proof album. And to this day, I still listen to that album and I lose it because I was there and it was a great show. I kind of got away from metal about the time that new metal came out. So bands like Limp Bizkit and other bands similar to them, never saw them. So I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown of some of the videos that are coming up where people go, hey, not just new stuff, you have to experience all the metal that you missed out on. And I'm like, yes, I do. So this will be one of the first ones that we do. This is a Limp Bizkit song, but they're playing Sanitarium. Now, Sanitarium is a song, it's an older song from Metallica that I happen to love. Now, back, it was 2003, right when Saint Anger was coming out. I saw the documentary Some Kind of Monster, where after Jason Newsted left Metallica, they found Trujillo as their bass player, and Trujillo was a bass player for Suicidal Tendencies, right? And he also did some work for Ozzy Osbourne with Zakk Wylde, and so I thought that was kind of cool. So I watched the thing, and it was part of this show, the Icon show, where they revealed Trujillo as their new bass player. And so I did see this, but there's apparently Korn did one. There were different artists that played different things, and a band called Sum 41. Sum 41 was a bunch of young guys playing this new punk metal that was out, kind of like a heavier punk style. And they were playing songs, they played a melody of Master of Puppets and some other stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, in the show, someone requested you have to check out Limp Bizkit's Sanitarium. And I told them that the only song that I had ever heard of Limp Bizkit, there were only two songs that I had heard of Limp Bizkit before this video. One was their cover of Faith by George Michael. I saw that. But that was kind of catchy. It was quick, but I thought it was kind of catchy or whatever. And then I heard, while I was in the Army, I heard the song Rollin', which I hated with a passion. And I think a lot of it is because I didn't get it. Now, there's a lot of music out there that I need to be reintroduced to. So anything from here going on. Now, there's some bands that I've been told about from all of you that I need to check out. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the list, okay? Limp Bizkit, we'll see how this one goes. Sum 41, heard about that. Yellow Card, do not say Creed. I will punch you in the effing face if you say Creed. But I've heard that Alter Bridge, which is Creed without Michael Stapp, I heard is really, really good. So we're going to check that one out too, probably. It's on the list. But that's what I'm saying. Anything that I've missed that you think I should hear, that you think was good during that time period that I lost my interest in all this stuff, this is what I'm talking about. So the first one we're going to do is from the MTV show Icon. This was Limp Bizkit covering Sanitarium. And a lot of you have said, hey, normally we wouldn't suggest this idea, but it's a pretty damn good cover. All right, if you guys say so. And here was the other thing was that they said that after this cover, after this performance of it, Metallica said, like James and Lars, and they said straight up, you guys can play this song anytime y'all want because y'all did that good with it. When Metallica gives you their song and says you are entitled to play this song like this as much as you want, you have received the blessing of the master of that song. So they must have done a pretty good job with it. Okay, so we're going to check that out now. Like and subscribe to the channel. check us out at oldschoolnerd.com. It's got all of our social media stuff that gets you kind of know what's going on with me. It's got my Twitch, which is where I play video games, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights. Also, it has our Patreon on there. If you want to join in with the group that's there that's trying to support the channel, that's awesome. As a reactor channel, I'm not monetized. That's normal. And also, it has our merchandise store. And hopefully, we'll have that new shirt coming out pretty soon. All right, guys, here we go. This is Limp Bizkit playing Welcome Home Sanitarium at the Icon Show on MTV. Never seen this. I know Sanitarium. I remember the song. So let's see what they do with it. Okay? Let's check this out.
Please welcome Limp Bizkit.
Just when I hear someone say Limp Bizkit, I'm like, But hey, open mind. Let's go. Okay, that was freaking me out for a minute because that turntable stuff he was doing. At first, I was like, is that something a guitarist is doing? But it's him doing it. What I'm looking for on this song here is I want to hear the bass line, because to me, this was one of those songs that really showed off the creativity to me of Cliff Burton. So any time that somebody does a cover of a Metallica song before Master of Puppets, or Master of Puppets and before, I'm going to be listening for that Cliff part, that thing that Cliff was very unique with, which of course when Trujillo joined in, they were like, man, he can play just like Cliff does. I mean, it plays the speed and style of Cliff, which they loved, because Cliff played pull finger, double and sometimes triple pull finger, and Trujillo does too. Jason was a pick player, so it was a little different dynamic. Totally cool. But I don't want to digress. I don't want to get out of the way. Let's keep it going. You guys know I'll sit there and talk all day. So let's focus on this. This was different. I don't know if I'm ready for this. Okay, the bass is there. It's doo-doo-doo, which I love. That's cool. The bass player's got these green lights, these green LED lights inlaid into his fret and the neck of his bass. That's pretty trippy. Okay, again, I don't know how I feel about Fred Durst. I know that's his name because he's literally, he's in the top 25 biggest assholes in music. No, really, it's a list. The 2010 or something. I think it was in 2010, or there was a list, and I remember seeing him, the top 25 a-holes in music. He was like in the top 10 or something. So I don't know.
Same thing every night. I see our freedom in my sight. No lock doors, no windows barred, no things to make my brain seem scarred. See my friend and you will see the dream is my reality. They keep me locked up in this cage. You see, that's why my brain says rage, 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 rage.
Thanks for the finger, bro. Okay, real quick, I'm stopping because it's an MTV thing, so we know they're gonna block the shit out of this if I don't. Real quick, at first I was hearing the song, I was hearing the bass line, it was good, but I wasn't feeling Metallica in it. And then when they went into the chorus, I was like, oh, here's they're staying true to it a little bit. Fred Durst is doing these it's that aggressive, that thing he does, and it's cool. And I do like the breaking the beat. It's not consistent. I guess that's a Limp Bizkit thing. It's also some of that new metal with more I guess, music house vibe with your DJ and your effects and your loops. You know, some bands do it really, really well. You know, you look. We just did. We literally just did Rammstein yesterday, and I mean, come on, really? Rammstein's got that shit locked down. But Limp Bizkit has been known to be so cartoonish that where there's the mix of metal and hip hop, and Limp Bizkit sometimes get lost in it. You know, and I think they get a bad rap for it, mainly because some of their songs are too cartoonish, so they don't get taken seriously sometimes. This, I like this.
Milk my fear of what's out there. Cannot breathe the open air. Whisper things into my brain, assuring me that I'm insane. They think our heads are in their hands. Violent use brings violent plans. Keep him tight, it makes him well. He's getting better, can't you tell? No more can they keep us in. Listen, damn it, we will win. They see it right, they see it well. But they think this saves us from our hell, 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 hell. Sanitarium. Leave me be. Sanitarium. Leave me alone.
Okay, if it's Sanitarium, they're about to go into the bridge guitar solo portion, and I don't know what they're going to do with it. I'm hoping they don't do, you know, DJ scratching stuff, but I don't know. The thing I could take away from this, now look, guys, this is the first time I've ever heard this. And remember, I've only heard Faith and Rollin'. And I liked Faith, the cover they did, and I hated the song Rollin'. So I have a very small amount to go off of when it comes to Limp Bizkit. But I do like what they're doing to the song. The chorus is strong. It reminds you of it. It is a little different because their sound is different. I mean, it's when you're dealing with Kurt and James both playing their guitars, it's hard to get that sound with one guitarist. And you know what? The bass player is really pulling a line really well. The drummer's really strong. And the guy right back there on the turntables and his sample sets and whatever. Good stuff. Good stuff. Fred is Fred. I get it. But one thing I am noticing that I think is what's making it work on this is they're doing this tag stuff. Have you noticed it? They get to the end of a verse and it's dun 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 dun, like they're tagging it over and over and over to kind of give it kind of like that build, and then bam. I like that. I really kind of like that. It's really interesting. There's another band a lot of you want me to check out, and that's they're from Armenia. System of a Down. They're from Armenia. I did look that up. They were like, you got to check out System of a Down. They're going to represent Eastern Europe, like far Eastern Europe. It's Armenia and stuff. And I was like, all right. They said they have they were also during that time of nu metal, but then they took it like to they're so unique, it's going to blow you away. So that's another one we're going to. But anyway, let's check this out. We're getting ready to get into the bridge part, which I want to know how they're going to handle Sanitarium's bridge and solo, because it's very iconic for Metallica. So let's check this out. That's pretty cool. He's making all the celebrities stand up, which I think is funny.
Right here on the floor, who are fortunate enough to be here tonight, to move in pretty close. Come on in. You back there, come on in. All right. I want y'all to repeat after me, okay? Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Reprisal? Reprisal.
Coming up, the new Metallica.
Okay. Oh, I guess they're going to introduce Rob Trujillo playing bass. That's pretty cool. Okay, so real quick, I wasn't expecting, I was not expecting the solo and the bridge to be that way. Fred is obviously a showman. He's not a vocalist. He's a rap guy, kind of yeller kind of guy. You know, he's really more of a showman. Do like his crowd work. That was really cool. But what I was really interested in seeing was what I didn't want it to be was a half-ass done solo. But what they did is because they're not Metallica, they're Limp Bizkit, they did what they do best. And I was afraid that it was going to be mostly scratching, and it wasn't. It was actually the entire solo was a groove of the rhythm section. If we go back and listen to it, it is literally the bass player and the drummer are just driving it, and the guitar player is playing the power chords in it. And yes, the DJ turntable guy, I don't even know what to call it. Let's be honest. He's out there and he's scratching, but he's accenting what they're doing versus just taking over, and it works. And then I really like the way they did the reprisal bridge where he does the call outs before they do the reprisal chorus. So that is a very good cover. If you love the song Sanitarium by Metallica, and it's one of my favorites from the album, I really like it because it is fresh. They keep homage to it. They amp it up to their style to a way that they can pay homage to Metallica, respect the people who originally did it, but do something that makes it their own. That's pretty damn good, actually. Whatever misconceptions or preconceptions I had of Limp Bizkit, so far it's 2-1. I liked Faith, their cover of Faith, and I like this. And then the only other song I've heard from him is Rollin'. So it's 2-1 right now. 2 positives, 1 negative. If I should continue to do more Limp Bizkit stuff, let me know. Again, there are also other bands out there that I have completely missed. We need to check them out. I've already said people have asked for Sum 41, Yellow Card, System of a Down. There's a few other bands coming. If there's some other ones that I need to know, best way to do it is react to this video. If you want me to react to new stuff that's just coming out, let me know in the comments of other songs. But I want to make sure people realize that I'm going to start another playlist in my channel that's called like Throwbacks, where I'm going to be reacting to stuff that I've missed pre-2015. You get what I'm saying? It's got to be stuff that I've missed that's not current, but I need to know. Why? Because music is a living, breathing thing. And when you leave it, some of the things that are going on now may be influenced by stuff that I've missed. And I've seen that some of you have said, dude, you're totally missing that. And I'm like, well, why? And then they're like, well, because it's like this. And I'm like, I wasn't listening to metal in the last 15 years. They're like, oh, well, then you should check out this. So this is what we're going to do. Starting with Welcome Home Sanitarium. we're going to start another playlist. It's going to be in reactions, but it's also going to be the throwback list. And the throwback list is for everything that's pre-2015 that all of you say, hey, old school, you've missed this 20 years. You need to listen to this. Otherwise, you've missed out on something that's very special and you don't want to miss out. I'm down with it. There are things, there's a couple things that I'm feeling a lot from all of you. And number one is a lot of positive feedback as to how I'm reacting to some of these things because I do it live. I've never seen them before. I don't know how to react to them. And I might say stuff that's totally wrong because it's first impression. Rarely is someone's first impression on the money. Luckily, I have all of you to help me out. As long as you don't call me stupid or an idiot. I just didn't know. Also, another thing you guys like is when I get into the musical arrangement part. Yes, I'm an amateur musician, but I've been working sound and arrangement for a long time. It's a passion of mine, hearing the dynamic arrangements in songs, because I listen to an arrangement more than I listen to vocals. I will listen to an arrangement of a song way before I listen to lyrical content. That's just because I'm a drummer. Rhythm section, arrangement, the way something is layered, that's my world. That's what I love. So apparently I've missed a lot and I want to see it all. So I want you guys to share it with me. Okay, that's it for me on this one. Yes, my name is Old School Nerd. And yes, I am old. But you're never too old to go back in time. Go to the little throwbacks, stuff that you've missed, and capture those little specks of diamond that might be in the rough. And let's be honest, based upon what a lot of you have told me, Limp Bizkit's a lot of rough shit. Little diamonds, everybody. Little diamonds. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for the gold. And luckily, I have all of you to help me with that. Thank God for y'all.